totally and brutally honest here. Sean Corbin makes Valery Brudov look like Ivan Drago. It's as simple as that. He's beat what's in front of him tonight. He faces me. He's going to visit mental demons again. And let's get something straight. Come to me, mate. You come to me. Next time, ain't no judges going to be needed. I'm going to do worse than Kovalev. I am going to do worse than Kovalev.
Saturday night, mate, you better hold it together. I'm going to smash it near you to pieces, mate. I'm going to hit him. When he gets in the ring and we get 10-ounce gloves on, I'm going to smash his head to bits. I'm going to do it November the 30th against all odds. No matter what people say, the journalists write what you want. All as I'll say is tune back in and then look at me on December the 1st when I am world champion. It's as simple as that. I'm willing to die in that ring. It's as simple as that. I am willing to die. I'm willing to die, Saturday. Is he?
You fucking rat!
Right, let's get on to Bellew of the Weeks and get out of here. We're putting a shift in tonight. Adam Smith on the camera, live in Technicolor, in full 240p. Rapping Rob Kelly's there as well. Andy Patterson, Ozzie Smith, me, Steve Wellings.
Just give a shit to Eddie.
Evening, Eddie. Oh, yeah, there's bound to be one for Eddie. Ricky Gravel in the chat somewhere has nominated Frank Buglione. It's better to die on your feet than live on your knees. Plandemic, hashtag says Frank Buglione. Jamie Coleman has nominated
I'd watch that somebody. On Saturday night.
Not sure who. I've cut it off, unfortunately. Kurt Walsh, not Kurt Ward. The Claymaker 2.0. It's Kurt Walsh has been nominated by Dale Nichols. This Anthony Dubois is such a massive prospect that I've never heard of him, says Kurt. Here's a good one, boys. I'm sure you've all seen this one. I should have cut it, really. Gary Kavanagh has nominated Eddie. Hearn has somehow brainwashed himself into believing that Dillian White got up in 8 seconds.
Brainwashed? Looks like he gaslighted himself by him. Actually believe that shit. What the fuck is he on about?
Evening, Ed.
Evening, Edward.
I can clarify that one for you, Edward, because I am one of those saddos, like you said. I rewatched the clip, and I can tell you that Dillian White got to his feet after 40 seconds with the assistance of the fucking paramedics. So, if that's an age count for you...
He got scraped off that canvas, man, and propped up.
8 seconds. He's fucking
doing a Kong song. It's known in the trade as doing a Kong song now, whenever you're down for that long.
I wonder, did he think that because... he saw it in slow motion as the money drained away. He's like, no! 8 seconds. Fucking hell, man.
Eddie's on one. Matthew Dolan has nominated Antoine Fletcher. Antoine says, Usyk might be the most overrated fighter out there. He got 2 gift wins over Bradis and Gassiev, where he didn't look special at all. So he beat a past prime Bellew, who had been trying to retire for 2 years. I think the troll might be in there on that one. Johnny Clash One has nominated Owen Torfey. Kaiser Cobra has nominated Tony Bellew. He's changed his tune on COVID-19 anyway. He was telling everyone to stay in. Now he's telling them to go out. I don't think he really knows what he's doing. Porky's nominated Steffi Bull. Pat in the back on the Matchroom Fighters there is old Steph. Here's a good one. No doubt you saw this one, Andy, flying in. Ewan Evans was one of many people to nominate Marco Villages. I think this is the guy who does the scoring for PBC Fox. He says, Pacquiao is a really bad style matchup for Conor McGregor. But then again, I can see him catching him with a big punch because Conor is a good counter-puncher.
Oh, hey, he got triggered off that because see the responses he got flamed for it, by the way, right? And he's like responding to everything, so you could tell he was rattled. He even responded to me in that. I was like, this guy's actually media. And then Ben kind of like, told me that, listen, he's got to lick ass to get, get an interview and that. But come on, fuck. I mean, Conor McGregor against Pacquiao, even at this stage, Pacquiao would be running about him like flies on shite, man. He's not going to be carrying him for like, 10, 11, 12 rounds and stuff. You could even see Conor gassing out after 6 and that, and then fucking Pacquiao absolutely erasing him.
Pacquiao's going to obliterate him, like, what the fuck is going on? Logan Paul and Mayweather and Pacquiao versus McGregor, the fucking fights that we all wanted to see after the pandemic. What the fuck, man? Like, I mean, how is this even a draw, though, now in 2020? I mean, like, it's not like McGregor in his prime versus Floyd where they pulled off the heist of the century between the two of them. Like, since then, McGregor's got choked out and had a series of fucking sexual allegations thrown against him. And I think he's won one fight and then retired. Like, what the fuck has he got from Manny Pacquiao, who's still active and beating all the top guys? Just dropped Keith Thurman on the way to fucking shutting him out. What the fuck is Conor McGregor going to have from Manny Pacquiao? Apart from a big fat stack of cash that he's going to get for landing on his arse, I suppose. But
there was a 37-year-old got beat in UFC last night
And McGregor says he still wants to fight him. This was the fella that Dana White turned down. And he
That
still
was
wants to fight him.
DMs.
So he
Oh,
lost.
he was out screenshotting. Wasn't he out screenshotting?
Yeah,
Instagram, just like a woman. Like, who the
Diego
fuck does that?
Sanchez.
Like, who does? Yeah, but like at least Andy's right. Like at least Manny will just go out and blast him out. He won't fucking. He's not going to just go out and hit him with 100 punches. Like he's not going to fucking carry him for 10 rounds like Floyd. Did you hear Floyd in that interview? He was like, yeah, I carried him. Like I wanted to make it entertaining, so I didn't even train for that fight. I just
And the thing
let
is,
him hang there
Floyd.
for a few rounds.
That's the thing. Floyd's a degenerate gambler, so of course he's going to get his
Yeah,
mate
of course.
earn some fucking money and that as well.
Yeah.
Him as well and that. I don't think Pacquiao's like that. I mean, obviously maybe likes to gamble, likes to shag. or
Floyd's
whatever.
setting up the rematch plausibility as well, I
Yeah.
thought, wasn't he? Pulling him so many rounds, you could sort of sell it if you needed to.
Saudi were wanting the rematch, I think, for that.
Yeah, Floyd's not one bit slow. Carnival fights in 2020. Talking about people who should belong in the circus, Benny Boy on Twitter has got stuck in on Bob Arum. Concentrate on your own fighters, Bob. You couldn't lace Eddie's boots, mate. You're miles behind him. Says Benny Boy. Going in on Bob.
50 years in the sport, man, and he's like, he's built, he's had like some of the greats of all time, in his roster and that, and he doesn't care what he's doing. Aye, right, okay.
He hasn't had AJ versus Charles Martin though, so
No. I mean, that's when boxing started.
Look at the production. Look at the production there, like big screen. Bob Arum never thought of that.
Boxing on BT Sport, who do you think is the best pound-for-pound boxer in the UK right now? William McNamara has nominated Had BCFC, who went for Fury, Warrington and Frampton. Okay, then. Andre Bassi has nominated Coogan's new intro ad, the one that starts with a guy who looks like he's in cell with a gay rapist, who then ends up sleeping with a fit bird because IFL TV sponsor a debt management company now. You like a good bit of William Hill, Debts with Dads or something, is it, Smido, this one?
Yeah, it was Debts for Dads, but now it's Knockout Debts or something like that. But
Coogan's doing the voiceover as well, isn't he? Like all in the videos, like
the voiceover, honestly, is shocking. Yeah, but it's got like sexual innuendos in it deliberately as well. Says something about won't be the only thing worrying you under the sheets. So it's weird, man.
He's like, are you worried about debts? Well, I'm not, because I'm getting a lot of IFL and MTK money.
You loser. I must go and watch that then. Gary Kavanagh, again, I think I already said this about George. Yeah, someone's brainwashed Hearn into the video. David Allman's nominated Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller has claimed that he failed his most recent drugs test due to a sex pill. His defense is that the Black Ant King sexual stimulant, a Viagra-type pill, contains GW1560, no less, which he tested positive for last year. I think he's been testing positive for being a numpty as well, Andy, on that one.
The John Jones excuse, harder, longer, faster, stronger, Fucking hell, man. Heard of that one. Just go look at it was Jonathan Lear, actually. I think he's into bodybuilding. That he said it as well. Look at, if you go to Jarrell Miller's Instagram page and see him lifting weights in the gym and stuff like that, and if you know the bodies, I don't know the bodies, I just listen to Jonathan Lear, but if you look at the faces next to him, then you fucking know who he's mixing with, and that's guys who are dealing and taking steroids and stuff like that. So you can just own it, man. Just do a chill sunning. Just say, yeah, I did it. So fucking what? You probably get off with it as well. Get some leniency.
Justice for Jarrell. Captain Chunk17 has nominated Frank Buglioni. The irony of this, I don't bitch and moan, says Frank. That will be you, the bitch that keeps cropping up on my timeline. You saw this, Andy. My Spanish isn't the best. What the hell's going on at the WBC? Mauricio Sula, man. Where did he drag this guy from?
No, I think we're talking about the belt. I don't know who the Yeti is, by the way. I don't know who the fuck that is. But no, he looks like an extra out of Star Wars. What do you call him again?
Oh, the friggin' Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. He looks like Chewbacca. He looked like Chewbacca, that guy. Just on the WBC, actually, obviously, shout out to Chavez Jr. for getting another L, so be Bellew the week for him. But his dad was having a third exhibition fight with, was it Jorge Arce on the undercard, I think it was. I didn't watch it, mate, right? But the WBC actually put a belt up for grabs for this fight. Called the WBC Otome belt. Now, I had to go and find out what Otome meant, and it's actually a term for Mexican weaving products and stuff like that. So it's like a fabric and stuff like that. What a load of shit. You've seen a copy of the belt, too. It's like a gay pride belt. Oh wait, I'll send you the link in the chat.
Oh my god!
There
Yeah,
it's
good nomination for them boys.
incredible, man.
Gavin Stevens has nominated Ryan Garcia. Embarrassing boxing further with this shit. Shouldn't he be training for Luke Campbell rather than trying to get more views on YouTube or Instagram? I've cut it off. He was running around with that Logan Paul. I think he was actually. Eggy Phil in the chat there. Phil, welcome to you. Good to see you in there. Has nominated Iron Eagle. What was the context of this one? Just having a look through. Oh yeah, Dave Allen was off sparring with Alexander Usyk in Ukraine. But this is good for Dave Allen, says Eagle. It will help his development as a fighter. And he's still a work in progress and a future contender. What about this then, Ozzy? Wait till he gets his man strength. It's a good move for Dave.
And he like 29. And he like 28, 29. When is this fucking coming? When is this man strength coming? I get sick of this talk about, these Muppets who think Dave Allen is going to bounce back. We hear it all the time. I mean, I don't know why he's been pulled out there. I find it absurd, whether Usyk's just using it as a bit of a piss take type of thing. I don't know. I mean, I saw something before.
Usyk might be a big fan of his AFL videos or something.
Yeah.
Try to learn English through them or something.
Bit of banter, bit of fun type of thing. I saw something before saying that Dave Allen steamrolls Bradis if he steps up to heavyweight. I'm just trying to find it on the timeline now, and it's like, where do people get this opinion from? I want them to justify it. I've nothing against like a bit of a punt in the sort of like punt in the dark. You think it could be an upset, but that will not happen. That is not happening, and it will never happen. I saw something again just before. Again, I'm trying to find it. I can't find the user who said, "Oh, this was it. Another one." Adam Aco, 1988A. How many people know who the guy who Hrgovic knocked out last night? Dave Allen will give him a decent fight and could win. Why? Where is this opinion coming from? What has he shown that he could even cause a problem to Hrgovic? It's not happening. But it's just infuriating. It's infuriating. And this cult who said, like, I saw another one, Lawrence Okoli would steam through Dortico and Bradis, apparently. But again, why? It's because he fights on Sky. That's
Cult to the Bean Masons, Ozzy.
Tony Yoka, battered them for 10 rounds.
Oh, yeah. Mate, fuck me. You could go to prison for what Yoka did to Allen. It was an absolute beatdown. It's so... I shouldn't get annoyed by it, but some things never change, and that'll be one thing.
Yep, shout out to hot young prospect Dave Allen going places in the sport. Cocaine Dawkins nominated Oscar. Golden Boy tweeted out hashtag Oscar Sunday. We know who really won. Then put up a picture of Oscar fighting against Floyd. Greg Cross again has nominated Benny Boy for telling Bob Arum to concentrate on catching up with Eddie leading the way. George Foreman's been caught out again, retweeting a picture. I think it was with Harold Shipman's head on.
Picture. It was a fake picture.
He always gets caught with them, doesn't he, Smith?
Yeah, it just had what's his name, Shipman photoshopped on it. It wasn't even a good Photoshop.
Shipman with his powerful jab.
Didn't John say yes, I remember? Didn't he say something like, yes, I remember, but hold on, before I answer this question, did I get a loan off these people? That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. He did. That is
Big George,
George.
Legend.
He takes it well, doesn't he? He takes it well, George. Ben Thorns has nominated Josh Taylor. After the fight last night, Josh Taylor said, I know people will say, right, you're talking a bit of nonsense here, but I could go as far as saying that that's the heaviest puncher I've ever been in with. That's just nonsense, Josh, but it's also Bellew of the Week, says Ben Thorns.
I don't know, because that boy came out to try and cement Josh right for the first round, right? So first second. Look, at the end of the day, you usually feel a shot off a fighter and that. If that's what he's saying, I'm going to believe it.
Paul Dempsey wasn't happy about them calling Kong Song out, were they? Dempsey was taking it a bit thick. Dempsey's a strange one, really, because he used to do Sky back in the day, but he's like someone who's like been involved in a car accident and he's forgotten and he's trying to remember bits of boxing from his previous life or something.
Wasn't he on the broadcast where Eubank was defending Tyson over the rape case that time? Wasn't it him?
I
And
don't know.
Eubank went on a rant and he was like, Mike did not rape that girl. She consented to oral sex. I was and Paul Dempsey was like, these are not the views of Sky Sports. And she was like, no, it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
Live on Sky too.
Live on Sky, yeah. It has to be out there somewhere. Fucking brilliant. I can't remember the fight, but it was fucking unbelievable.
A friend of mine used to work for Setanta Sports when Dempsey made the switch over from Sky over to Setanta. That went pretty well for him. But apparently one day they were doing a bit of a boxing preview and they said, we'll go over and Paul is at his desk. We'll ask Paul for a comment, for a quote, had a bit of authenticity, a bit of gravitas. Go over to Paul. Any chance we can have a word about the boxing? Paul pulls out the file of facts. Yeah, I think I can fit you in next Tuesday.
File of facts. Fucking Del Boy.
Looking at a sentence like
File of
so
facts.
the serious man is Paul, serious man. Anyway, Story Boy Christoph has nominated Johnny Nelson, talking about fighters who lost their first fight. We all lost our pro debuts, but still ended up as world champions. A loss means nothing as long as you learn from it. Hashtag experience gives you wisdom. He then also put up pictures of Tevin Farmer, Bernard Hopkins, and Juan Manuel Marquez. So the historical revisionism of Johnny Nelson continues, being pushed on by himself here. British Boxing Blog has nominated... who did he nominate, actually? I think it was the PBC themselves. Charlo Derevchenko isn't just a big fight for boxing fans, but the outcome of this fight can change the landscape of the super middleweight division. Hashtag Charlo doubleheader. Jevon Bay talking about Jamal talking to Chris Mannix. I don't know if you work for DAZN or who you work for, but asking me some bullshit, and I'm about to get off this interview. It's good to see Mannix called out, isn't it? Because he's been doing a lot of shit talking lately. What else have we got here? Conor Brennan has nominated Conor McGregor's whiskey, Proper 12, sponsoring the Charlie Brothers fight. The tastiest, smoothest liquid gold in the world. It's more akin to scummy ditch water that you wouldn't use to put out a fire, says Conor Brennan. So there you go, nomination.
You wouldn't use whiskey to fucking put out a fire anyway, for fuck's sake. Doesn't matter what quality it is, by the way.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think Conor's got his eyebrows burnt up at some point. Any nominations from you, Andy?
No, Eddie Hearn for me, just off the back end, like saying that Showtime are basically polishing a turd with that card they put on there last night, and then for Eddie to get up during the week to say that White was up at 8, and he doubled down on it as well the day after. And that, I mean, last week it was Dillian White was too nice. That wasn't the reason why he brought in that fucking camper van and stuff, because he was ferocious and he was going to be ruthless on the night and stuff, and then he whimpered. So Eddie Hearn, WBC as well for that fucking monstrosity of belt they've created, their Ottoman belt. What the fuck? It's something with that Azteca belt as well, so.
Is that there, Andy?
Yeah.
The same colour as Mexican meat.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn for me, though.
Talking of polishing turds, I wasn't going to throw these in, but I am going to throw them in actually now that you mentioned. Talk about Matchroom polishing a turd this week. Email comes out. Mexico hosts Estrada, Chocolatito, and Martinez triple header world title blockbuster. You're thinking, oh yeah, this is brilliant, this. And then you look at it and it's Estrada against Carlos Cuadras. Yeah, okay, not too bad. Rematch though, as it is. Then you look at Chocolatito and he's going in against, what is it, this Ismael Gonzalez, who's already lost Cali Grafai. And then you look down it further and you got Martinez who's going in against Maximino Flores, 25-4-2, who's landed the vacant IBO crown. So there's a bit of turd polishing going on there, Andy, I think.
See the one that Gonzalez, that Chocolatito was fighting, by the way. That was, he fought Yafai Monaco. He should have got a decision that night.
He can fuck off as well, Hearn, because he said that third fight with the IBO is a unification. It says it on the poster. Whatever it is, it's like WBA and IBO unification. Hang on. Like, since when have we started recognising the IBO as a unification? I think Chris Eubank Jr. would be either a two-weight or a two-time world champion, if that was the case, because he's won the IBO belt. When did we decide? When was it decided that the IBO were recognised and could be put in unifications? It's a joke.
Yeah, I am an IBO fan, as you know. Might be me responsible for that one. Any nominations from you, Ozzy?
Negative, no. Eduardo gets my vote just for the white thing alone is just absurd.
Okay, Rob, any nominations from you?
Yeah, quick one for Ray Garcia. Him and I don't know, was that mentioned already? Him and Logan Paul had a face-off in the street. Yeah, he pulled up on him. That's what you do these days if you have a problem with someone. You pull up on him. Nothing happens, like you just go face to face. It's not like Tommy and fucking the guy from Wales.
Look at the fucking state of that. Look at that guy, man. Look at that. Who looks like Chewbacca? Look at the fucking state of him.
Fucking Lord of the Rings or something. What the fuck is this?
That's getting my vote. WBC for that.
And the portrait in the background as well. Look at the fucking portrait of the airline in the background as well. Top it off.
Dug the portrait up. That's what you look like when you've been in a dream for 5 years.
Oh, man. Oh, Smido, that's brilliant.
I mean, they might have had a shave before they went out or something like that, Fucking hell.
Well, I wonder how that conversation went at the start. Like,
mandatory, isn't it? That.
You meet him? Did he meet him? He's like, "How are you, Mauricio? How are you, pal? You're looking well."
He looks about 90 today. Probably 30 or something like that.
Smido, anything from you?
I've got no nominations, but that Edward does probably deserve it this week. But I know he wins regular, so I would like to vote for the kid who gave Bob Arum some stick. Or was
Benny Boy.
Yeah. But what I would say about Eddie, I do think he deliberately trolls people. But this last week, with what he said with White, he meant what he was saying. He believed what he was saying. He definitely wasn't trolling, and I think the next day on Instagram, he on some Instagram live thing, he backtracked a little bit. But it's just like this is what I mean. The propaganda machine, they believe themselves, like they believe what they are saying, and like you say, what have we gone from? Lucky punch from the gods, nice guy, as Andy said. Now we're on to got up at was getting up at 8. It's a disgrace. It really is.
Eddie is a troll though, because it's like that thing he'll talk shit on IFL knowing he's lying, and then he'll backtrack sort of later down the week. It's like whenever you brandish something over the front of a newspaper for everyone to see, and then you put the corrections on page 29 a week later. It's that type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So you gone for who? You gone for? Sorry, Smido.
Ben, who had to go at
Benny Boy.
Bob Arum, yeah.
Yeah, Benny Boy. I'm going for the WBC, Andy, for the belt, and for that Chewbacca guy. Who are you going for?
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, I just can't get it. The wife just says to me, that's not real. It fucking is real. He's actually got a name. I forget what it was.
What's the context of this, by the way? I was asleep. Like this fucking Game of Thrones characters have started up.
Honestly, I've got no idea. It was Suleiman who tweeted that out, and he says,
Hang on.
It was good to
I'm going
see.
to put it into Google I'm going to put it into Google Translate here. Hang on.
It was good to see so-and-so, whatever his fucking name is.
Okay, it says, today I received a visit from Jose Haas, who is ambassador of the WBC Boxing. Follow him on Instagram at OzeBox. That's it.
I think we're going to have to.
Jesus, suffering. Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I want a full profile on that guy, by the way. I don't know who he is, but yeah, Eddie for me.
Oh, Eddie for you. Okay. Rob, who are you going for?
Yeah, it has to be Eddie, man. Like, fuck off, man, would you? For fuck's sake, the paramedics picked him up off the fucking canvas. He was asleep before he hit the deck. He did not get back to his feet at 8. Like, the whole world would be talking about it if he had done that after a shot like that. That's what happened when fucking Fury got up against Wilder. That's why it was such a big deal. If he'd have got up, we'd all have known it. Like, we saw the guy fucking concussed on the canvas, dumped in your back garden like a bag of leaves in autumn. Knock it off, like... Absolute whacker, even
I cannot believe this guy that Suleiman Stanaway, by the way. Honestly, God, it looks like his face honestly, you know what it looks like? It looks like his face has been put on fire and put out with a fucking shovel or something like that, you know? What a state!
Andy can't get over him. Andy can't leave that alone.
I need to find out who that is, by the way. That's doing my nut in there.
Right,
Captain Caveman or something, didn't he? Captain Caveman!
Who are you going for, Ozzy? Quick, we need to finish up.
Hosea Box, his name is.
I'm not sure. That Chewbacca thing is like kind of swayed.
What's his name again, Steve?
Whoever it is.
Hosea, yes.
Box.
I'm going to go to his Instagram page.
Yeah,
this has really bothered Andy. This has really got to him.
Some fit dude. Don't know, that's the wrong guy, I take it.
whoever it is, but Solomon posing with a fake Chewbacca has just done it for me. Yeah.
I've just found a fight poster of him. See that guy who does the Mexican thing with that skull mask on.
The portrait in the back is killing me, man. Oh, it's fucking unbelievable.
That's insane. Looks like he just came right off the. It looks like he just been there. It looks like he's been like gone for a camp in the Andes and come down the hills and that for a wee bit.
It's Jose in the background, man, with his shag face on, and it like.
And he just looks like this happens every day in the office. Like, welcome to my world. Like in the portrait.
Right, yeah.
I'm fucking crying here, me.
I can't. See, you should stick around for Bellew of the Weeks more often, Smitho.
I love that he's pointing at him too. Like.
Yeah, I'm not sure who won, but congratulations, whoever it was, episode 392. Let's finish up then. Congratulations, Eddie. I think it was you who got it. Thanks to everybody who's been on tonight.
He's lost it here. This Chewbacca has just sent everyone off.
We've had a good night. But come on, quickly for Andy's bladder burst. Thanks to Ozzy for coming on. Thanks to you, Andy, as well, for joining us. Rapping Rob Kelly.